On the one hand, in the six-man tag team matchup, Tony Garea joins forces with Rick Martel and their partner, the one and the only Andre the Giant, who should by then be at 100% capacity. Andre, Garea, and Martel against Lou Albano and his Moondogs. Waiting in the wings as well, the magnificent Morocco, making his very first appearance at the Capitol Center. And then, what a matchup when Mil Mascaras squares off against the Grand Wizard Sergeant Slaughter. Notwithstanding King Kong Mosca's bid to not only, as he has now, become a very wealthy individual by winning the Battle Royal, $10,000 richer, that's not enough for Mr. Mosca. He will attempt to take away from Bob Backlund the World Wrestling Federation Championship in the main event. But right now, our guest, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling.
McMahon, in Sergeant Slaughter's long and illustrious career as a drill instructor, how many people like Mil Mascaras and his kind do you think Sergeant Slaughter has trained and brought into line? This is just going to be another example of Slaughter's superiority. I know Mil Mascaras. I know his reputation. I have seen him wrestle from coast to coast, and I am extremely confident, as is Sergeant Slaughter, that he will be defeated at the hands of my sergeant. Any man that wears a mask has got to be either a robber or a thief. And I think Mascaras is a little bit of both.
The Grand Wizard's comments. Now we may direct our attention to the World Wrestling Federation champion, Mr. Bob Backlund. And Bob Backlund readying himself to take on an extraordinary athlete. You have to give King Kong Mosca credit.
Yeah, we give him, I've got a lot of respect for him, and he doesn't have to send me any films. I got a lot of films on him. I've studied him very, very thoroughly, and I think I know the man as well as probably anybody in professional wrestling. And I'm ready for him. And Mr. Mosca, I may be a little shy and a little quiet when I'm out here, but this isn't the name of my game. The name of my game is wrestling. And when I get into that ring in the Capitol Center, I may be like a ball of fire. That's where I'll do all my big talking and all my big yelling, right in the middle of that ring in the Capitol Center. And remember one thing, Mr. Mosca, you're getting into the ring with the World Wrestling Federation champion. And it's been 3.5 years. And I've run into a lot of tough people. And I'm still the champion. And you've got to get in the ring and you've got to beat me in the ring, not out here talking on television. And I'll be ready for you.
To defend the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Now our guest, King Kong Mosca. Mr. Mosca, perhaps your work is going to be cut out for you at the Capitol Center.
I never expect any easy task, but I was on the sidelines watching this interview, and he looked like he got his dandruff up. Well, that's where King Kong Mosca likes him, right in the middle of his hand. You know, just a few weeks ago, I won $10,000. And I always think, well, like I got 2 lumps of potatoes on my plate, and only one has a little bit of gravy. But now is my opportunity to put gravy all over the plate. Because when I win the WWF, that's going to be a lot of gravy in King Kong Mosca's pocket. So if you want to come out of your little shell, you watch the King Kong anxiety go to work in the ring. Because I'm like a runaway freight train going down the hill with no brakes. And no brakes I shall not have that night. So Bob Backlund, you know, fools rush in where wise men fear to tread. And you are not a wise man, because if you keep making derogatory remarks about King Kong, he just locks them up in that brain of his. Then when you get that brain working with that masterful body of 325 pounds of mass humanity in motion, nothing will stop me short of victory. And for you, it'll be a loss.
King Kong Mosca and his comments. Obviously, Mr. Mosca looking forward to this golden opportunity to become the World Wrestling Federation title holder should he defeat Bob Backlund. But as Mr. Backlund said, he'll be ready 100% as well. Should be a great matchup on June 27 at the Capitol Center.